Ladies and gentlemen of the radio public, tonight, Athletes in Action, the heaviest show you'll ever see, gladly gives up its time for this special Hollywood report.
In the beginning, there was nothing. Mesquite-covered hills sloping down to an arid plain. A few arroyos, dust-dry most of the year, rushing with water after the rare winter storms. Deer and coyotes came to drink. Indians shunned it as unfit to sustain life. The Spaniards came and went. It was a passing through place, a way station between the pueblo of Los Angeles and the mission settlements northward on the El Camino Real. The first house was built of adobe by Don Thomas Urquidez in 1853. Farmers began to arrive in the 1870s, attracted by the temperate climate.
It's got pretty good ground over here.
One of the early settlers was Horace H. Wilcox from Topeka, Kansas. His wife was entranced by the new surroundings, which reminded her of the summer residence of a friend in Chicago. She gave it the same name, Hollywood.
From Hollywood North, it's good hello, afternoon, or morning, dear friends. Now let's take a trip with Zip all the way to Sweden. Please step into Sweden. We have a plane just ready for a trip. 2 tickets, please. One for me and one for my little dog, Zip. We come to a farm as quick as you please. It's a real place for Zip to play with other dogs and pigs and geese and have oatmeal for breakfast every day.
Oatmeal again for breakfast.
Would you like to live here with your pup? The castle has towers and a moat. If you get home when the bridge is up, you have to use a boat. Stockholm is a great big city. It's no place for dogs to roam, but it really seems a pity to leave little Zip at home.
Now let's leave a little Zip at home and go down to Gustav's Cafe.
If you are a tourist today, you may like to ride a bus. Would you rather play? Come along with us. Here we are, taking the canal trip. Right through the country we sail. The locks make a deep impression on Zip.
Can I have some more locks?
Look at him wagging his tail and eating the locks. Where there is a sea, there are daring and sturdy fishermen, too. Here they come with herring.
That's for the herring, that's my wife.
And Zip is saying, pew. The Dalkulas home is right below. We land the plane in Indigo. While Zip plays shepherd all day long, we go wandering, singing a song. Further north, if it were winter again, we just put on our skis and pay a visit to the men who are busy felling trees.
Oh, pick me up!
But there is still much more to be done. While summer still is fair, we shall see the land of the midnight sun and greet the people there. This is the land of the Laps, you know.
Come and sit on my lap.
And the new home of the reindeer, too. Much
all
there
wet.
is for you to see, and oh, so much for a Zip to do.
Oh.
Well, we're not going to the North Pole now, for here's the line where Sweden ends. We board the transatlantic plane and bow and wave goodbye to our Swedish friends.
Senor, we are going to Cuba.
Straight home did Zip and his master ply, and now we bid you all. From Hollywood North, good hello, afternoon or morning, dear friends.
Dear
Certainly,
friend.
it's wonderful to be
That's
here
wonderful,
again.
Brother Rasmussen.
Thank you very
That's
much.
a very good trip you are having.
Gee, there's some swell news today in the Hollywood paper.
Hey, Jumpin' Joe, tell us about it.
There's a wonderful picture here, Phil. I don't know
Oh,
if you see
dang,
that.
yeah, the toothpick
This
factory.
woman here, you see this one here?
Oh, she's surrounded by ruble.
Yeah, this is sitting, there's a Russian woman, and she's sitting in the ruble that's left of her home there. It says, unfortunately,
That must be worth a lot of money,
What, this picture?
those rubles.
Oh, the rubles, yeah.
Yeah.
This is a lot worth of money now to the insurance company.
Yeah.
She says she's sitting beside the ruin of her house in Silmar. It was knocked down by a bulldozer that went to a wrong address.
Yeah.
By a bulldozer. Oh,
You know, it must be funny living in America. They must have some funny things happen, you know?
Hey, they got a train going from L.A. to Las Vegas called the Fun Train.
They do,
Starting
huh?
February 4th. The fun train, he says, ain't got no train. Everybody just got to run along the tracks. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Is that none of them Charles Throat
The
enterprises?
hoaxes are just terrible. The Charles Throat hoaxes and this guy, the expert on radiation, arrested as an imposter. They found out he wasn't radioactive at all, and he's a commissioner in the
And he's going to
AEC.
live?
That's right. And
Was that on the radio that took place?
I don't know if it was on the radio. I read it in the newspaper.
Throat's on the radio, that's who, I believe.
Throat was on television. His voice was on television.
It wasn't
His
Throat.
voice, you mean you had to watch him on the radio?
Well, you watch people talking to him, and you watch the little
Seems
box
pretty astounding.
came out of.
I thought it was him, though.
Did it sound
I
like...
see him all the time, though, you know. Oh, yes, we see him in the reflections, you know, on the glasses and in the windows.
I could see him
So-
smiling.
Smile, yes. See me smile? Yes.
The little men go up here.
Yes.
That's right. Well, we're going to try to contact him tonight.
You can't. You
Yeah.
can't reach him.
Yeah, we know where he is, and we're going to... reach
Nobody
him on the
knows
show.
where he is. I know where he is because I'm Dr. Zombie. And I'm psychic. I'm one of the people that the Russians hired to just walk around Washington, D.C. and look into the secret vaults of my mind. I know secrets that people don't even know about, for example.
So if you're so smart, why didn't you know where all those bombs were this week?
Well, I wasn't working that day.
Oh, I see.
I can't work all the time. It's bad for my nerves.
It is. It's bad for your mind, too. You lose your mind that way. Is this your mind over here, Mama? Here. There
It looks all right to me.
Yeah, it'll be
It looks like a fine degree of mind.
I knew you were going to do that. That's why I didn't laugh, because I read your mind. And
Oh, you
nothing's
can tell.
funny for me anymore now that I can read minds, because I know what everybody's going to say. So I see the joke ahead of time, and I laugh before they say it, and that embarrasses them, and so they get angry, so nobody ever says anything funny to me.
Are you a graduate of the Colorado School of Mind?
No.
You
But I knew
aren't-
you were going to say that.
Oh.
Are you working for the Secret Service?
Isn't that funny? I knew you were going to say that, too.
Yeah,
Well, it's no secret. No, I'm working for the Russians.
you are.
Yeah, I'm working for the Russians. I just walk around buildings and look inside vaults like Superman. And I give them all the secrets, for example, things that they never knew before.
Are you well paid for this?
No, I'd be a traitor if I was paid.
You just do it on spec.
I do it on spec. I'm looking for something bigger. As long as I'm not paid, as long as I'm an amateur, I figure that I won't get busted.
Excuse me,
Yes.
are you the man that invented the method for getting air to the moon when we get up there to live in God's great city, which he's constructing for us even now?
I'm not him, but I know him.
You'd probably know what I'm going to say.
Yes, I know. Go ahead and say it, because you could say it better than I can. I don't have much of a memory. I'm only psychic. I know what you're going to say, but then I forget.
I see, yes.
That's
right.
probably protective, you know.
You're the man that invented the long garden hose to the moon to get the air up there. Well, now look, you can tell me that. Let me ask you this: Is a great city being constructed at this moment, which is called God's dwelling place in heaven?
Well, there is such a place being built now, but the problem is that they started building it at the wrong address. They bulldozed down this lady's house, and she came out and said, "What are they doing?" And this guy said, "I'm building God's kingdom," and she said, "You've got the wrong address."
This is terrible.
Yeah.
Charles Throat is no doubt responsible for this.
He owns all the bulldozers.
Yes, he does, doesn't he? And all the bulls, too.
Ever since bulldozer liberation, there have been a lot of those gay bulldozers around. I've noticed.
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Hey,
they-
Blades.
Those are the
Very
homosexual lawnmowers that are voting now, you
Yeah,
know.
right.
Oh,
Blades
my.
and bulldozers, too.
Yeah, right. They got the vote. The flies and the lawnmowers have the vote. And Throat owns them all. He owns all the planes that carry all the bulldozers. And he owns all the radio stations.
He's got
Except this one.
closets filled with film, I understand, too. Negatives and positives.
He's got both.
Yeah, uplifting movies and real downers, real bummers from the 30s.
He owned
Black and white stuff.
I wanted to ask you,
Rich
Mr.
Zombie.
Mr. Zombie.
Doctor
Dr.
Zombie.
Zombie.
people.
I wanted to ask you if at any time you could reveal to us what are the most the most fun secrets you've ever psychically
What
worked
was
out.
your most amusing
Yeah.
secret?
I knew you were going to ask that.
Thought you might.
Yeah, I knew that. Well,
Can you remember what I said?
no.
Oh,
Asking me.
well,
Yes,
I don't
we
know.
can.
Let's see.
Write it
Oh,
down.
I hear you. Yes, you want to know what you're going to ask me? Secret
What's
is.
your
That's-
pet peeve or You know, your favorite secret.
Well,
Say something, Needlehead.
Well, now for heaven, for his
Well, he's
sake.
just sitting there.
Well,
He keeps. I think
why
he's
don't you
faking.
why don't you let the man? You want to come up into the
I'd like
dock?
to let the man know. I'm going to stay here where it's safe in the dark.
You don't want to play, do you?
Ever
Well,
since we invited the
I'll play by
audience
my
into the
rules.
show.
Is your name Charles
Peg leg.
Throat?
Never mind.
He's not Charles Throat. Charles
I
Throat
asked a
isn't
question to
as rude as
Needlehead
that.
over there, the great mystic.
Okay, wait a minute. Now, Mr. Needlehead, Mr.
Doc says
Zombie.
Zombie.
Mr. Zombie, what you,
I'm not offended because I knew he was going to say it.
yes.
Well, my favorite secret was one day I went by the Pentagon. I was performing that night in the Marriott Hotel, which, as you know, is directly across from the Pentagon.
Were you doing
Next to the Bolshoi.
the Bolshoi Motel?
That's the Bull Show Motel, which is
I
where
see.
the Mexican embassy has moved in next to the president's own.
They got magic fingers for tenderizing your beef. Throw your steak on the bed and put in a quarter. Best steak you ever ate. My uncle owns the place. He used to write Ripley's Believe It or Not. You believe me?
Yeah.
You're a fool.
No, I knew you were going to say that.
Whoa! Get on with it. Well, this
You know, my favorite. It doesn't embarrass me. I protect myself by this invisible psychic. I was going to say shyster shield, but I don't use that anymore. I'm out of law school. My favorite secret was in the Pentagon. They have all the scores of all the ball games that haven't been played yet.
Well, my God.
That's
Now, this is really something.
That's good for passwords and things like that. You know, who won the series in 1982?
That's exactly right.
The Moon Astros.
Is that right?
Sergeant?
Is that right?
Well,
No, that wasn't right.
the Moon Astros won in '81, and in '82 it was the Yokohama Bombs.
Oh.
Yeah, which is that group of mutant robots that were playing in Japan.
They used to fight fires, right?
They used to do a lot of interesting things until they were pensioned off. But I can't answer any more questions.
Yes.
My
Just a
mind.
second. Our engineers informed
Yes,
us.
we've the call is
Charles
safe to
Throat?
dial now.
Is it Throat?
Yeah, apparently it is.
think
We're
so.
going to dial him.
Oh, my
At
God.
his secret
Hello,
location.
Mr. Throat?
No.
Hello.
No, he's not here.
Charles?
I'm going to dial the number now.
Oh, okay,
Walter,
okay.
just take it easy. It's a rather long area code
That's a long name.
on this number.
Maybe someone could come in here and spray Walter while we're getting the number for him.
The
Get
last
him
two
dusted down and
numbers.
turn him on before he goes on.
All right, wait a minute here. Okay, let's see if it goes through.
It's going through.
Hello.
No one is admitted after 1:30.
Hello,
or
Charles.
after 8.
Wait a minute, I think there's a problem.
This is one of his hotels.
Yes, Charles, we're in Hollywood.
That's not
Half
Charles's
a block
voice.
east of Highland.
His voice has changed.
1428
Charles?
McLaren,
I don't think...
1428
Charles?
1428. Right, someone
Hello,
writing
Charles?
this down?
Yes, I've got it.
DEM.
The phone isn't
For a
working.
beautiful experience you'll never
It's been a beautiful experience talking to you, Charles.
discover
That sounds
how
like
you
I'm fine.
can get all the love you want.
Charles, this
I
is
love
Hideo
you.
Gump of the Yokohama.
You are
Mrs. Throat, could we speak to Charles?
Sie werden jetzt ein paar Songs aus einer Oper für Bettler hören. Weil diese Oper so prunkvoll gedacht war, wie nur Bettler sie erträumen, und weil sie doch so billig sein sollte, dass Bettler sie bezahlen können, heißt sie die Drei-Groschen-Oper. Zuerst hören Sie eine Moritat über den Räuber McKee, genannt Mackie Metzler. Und der Haifisch, der hat Zähne und die trägt er im Gesicht. Und Mackies, der hat ein Messer, doch das Messer sieht man nie.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, dear friends. There you are at last. Yes, it's time for Dr. Hideo Zombie and his famous physical culture hour. Doctor, kneel up to the microphone and...
Let me get my knees on here. Many, very many boys and even girls of all ages form the habit of handling their sensual organs before they know the harm it will do. Let me tell you some of the results of this terrible practice, which is called self-amusement. A boy who thus handles himself cannot possibly grow up happy, healthy, and strong. This is true for two reasons. The conceptual organs have nerves running to all parts of the body. They also have a great many blood vessels. Whenever these organs are handled, it draws too much blood to them, exciting and inflaming them and leaving other parts of the body without enough blood to nourish them. The nerves, too, carry the inflamed condition from the seminal organs to other parts of the system. It lays the foundation for consumption, paralysis, and heart disease. It weakens the memory and makes a boy careless, stupid, and too lazy to study or even play with any keen enjoyment. It makes the form stooping instead of erect. It makes him narrow-chested and thin, causes the muscles to become flabby so that he cannot excel in outdoor sports.
Dear Charles Atlas.
And even causes many to lose their minds, and others, when grown, to commit suicide. The results come so slowly that often the victim of self-amusement is very near death before he realizes that he has done himself any harm.
However, Doctor, there is a cure for this, as we well know. And here is your friend and agent, Westminster Chimes.
It's best if we merely look at ourselves in the mirror in order to ascertain if indeed we are of a healthy physiognomy. The physiognomical signs of a good genius are a straight erect body, neither over tall nor short, neither fat nor thin, the flesh naturally soft, the skin neither soft nor rough, but a medium, the complexion white verging to a blush of redness, the hair between hard and soft, usually of a brown color, the head and face of a moderate size, the forehead rather high, the eyes manly but clear, of a blue or hazel color, the aspect mild and humane, the teeth are so mixed that some are broad and some are narrow, a subtle tongue, and the voice between intense and remiss, the neck comely and smooth, the channel bone of the throat appearing and moving, the back and ribs not over fleshy, the shoulders plain and slender, the hands indifferently long and smooth, the fingers long, smooth, and equally distant, the nails white mixed with red and shining, and the carriage of the body erect in walking. I love you.
So you see, dear friends, you too can be cultured, physically as well as mentally. Now here's Dr. Sam Sakamoto from Yokohama, Nippon, with a few words of advice from his country as only he could tell it to you.
Thank you, is this on?
Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Sanchez, Dr. Zombie, and,
Thank you, too.
Mr. Chime, and a special audience. What have I said regarding the effect on the health of a boy is true also of a girl.
Right on, Doctor.
How unmistakably sad to see a girl who has ignorantly made a shipwreck of that which should be her greatest treasure, her own growing womanhood.
You said it, Doctor.
41-26. Not only does self-amusement ruin the health and the mind, but it so affects appearance that, as a rule, all one can tell is what is the matter. The sign on unmistakable. There will be bloodless rips, the door heavy eye, surrounded with a dark ring. The branch, the cheek, the nerveless hand, the short of breath, the old, the faded look, the weakened memory, the silly irritability, and the big happy smile. These tell a story. Or too friendly. Thank you. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sam.
Beautifully said.
Yes, friends, and one of these can be yours. One of these can be yours, friends. Send only $2 and the top of your hat to the Friedstein Theater program, bringing physical culture your way each week at this time. The instructions, of course, are clearly printed inside the envelope.
I wonder if you could read the,
For those of our non-seeing listeners, it fits tightly over your entrance and prevents anything from happening by keeping your husband out.
Let me in, Louise. You've got to let me in.
Just remember, it's useless with friends, relations, or anyone that you aren't closely associated with.
I'll just stay in the closet here.
George Stevens, you stay out of here.
Now be sure and always wash your hands before handling it. And remember to hold it up to the light and examine it for holes, because...
Baby, come on, baby.
This looks like a piece of Swiss cheese. I wonder if it's going to work.
Now, it won't work if it has any holes in it. If you find any holes, even little pinpricks, I have pinpoints, just come back for a new one, send in the old one, and we'll do something with it now.
Let me in.
Oh, come on, baby. Let me in now.
No, just wait. Squeeze a little bit of jelly or jam or whipped cream or anything.
I used some of Dr. Bad's brain control jelly here.
Put that around the outside.
Cut it out, will you?
Always use the brain control cream. Never a substitute.
Right, that's the stuff. I knew he was going to say that.
Don't use motor oil, even 30 weight.
Honey, you been playing with yourself again? What's the matter with you now? Come on now.
Now wait. Insert it. You still have time now.
Who
Insert
is
it.
that man talking in there, honey?
Insert it before anything happens. It's good to get in the habit of putting it in every night.
The brain control
Before anything can happen.
It's your fox. It's me, Whitney. Come on, baby. Open the door now.
Leave it in, even if there's nothing going to happen. If you understand what I mean.
Ain't nothing going to happen tonight with you, Whitney.
Now, if
Back to your hole, Mr. Fox.
if it's been 4 hours or more
baby,
since
that's it. I'll
anything
leave
has happened, why,
I'm packing my tail between my legs. I'm going over and visit another vixen. So long, baby. So long.
put some more jelly on it and
Hello, Mrs. Stevens. This is Hilya from next door. You want to play?
I can't play tonight.
now remember to cover it completely with the item. You'll feel it at the top of the other thing, and you can tell because it feels like, this may sound silly, ladies, but it feels like the end of your nose. Run your finger all the way around the end of your nose to make sure that it's completely covered,
Hey, what happened to my nose?
and then
Come on now.
press it in, and be sure to wear it
There you
in
go away, Hilario.
when you come to see the doctor.
You know you're of another race.
Because you know that you're going to have to see the doctor.
Has he gone out
Because
again to the bowl
you're going to have
for another bowl movement?
a baby.